are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Report. And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Report. I am your host, Brian Barnaby. And let's just say the boys are back in town.
She got away, know what I say? She can't joke, she don't know what to do.
She's gotta go. Bye. I know that you love this flow. We just chillin', we just villains. We just chillin', we some villains.
I love it up, get the ammo and I stick it up. I ride shots on the top of shots. I bust the clip and I let it dip. I make it poop, make it explode. Touch your toes, hit your nose. Can you touch your toes?
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Report. I am your host, Brian Barnaby, and Grasso is back. What's going on, man?
How you doing, Barnes?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Are you doing good, though?
we'll talk about that in a little bit. I think it's more reserved for the baseball segment. Basketball I can live with. And, of course, our super producer, hello,
World.
And I believe Gino coming on in a little bit.
I think so.
Okay. So we might have him in a little bit. But, like we have been for these playoffs, we're going to start in the world of the National Basketball Association.
LeBron James at the buzzer. He banks in the three, and the Lakers win the game.
So, last night we did have two games, and the early game was the Nets-Bucks, and really wasn't close here. A 39-point victory
Gino.
here. Gino comes in just in time, got the jersey on. We're starting with the Nets game first, Gino, but then we'll get to point guy.
That's okay.
Not really much to say here other than, they just throttled the Bucks. Obviously Harden still out, with the hamstring injury, but just bombs away from 3-point range, 21-42. That's 50%. And like I said, it was over early. They led by 17 points after the first quarter. Before I get to your guys' takes here, I'm going to just kind of copy what you guys were saying all season in terms of, they're not throwing all their stuff out there. They're saving it for home. So, and like you said, the series doesn't start.
I'll give you this one.
Road team wins. So
True.
That is what I'm going to rest on. And I'll start with you, Grasso. What were your thoughts here?
I have a question for Gino real quick. Hey,
Yeah.
Gino.
Yeah.
How did Giannis look last night?
Well, again,
Look to me.
Hey, I guess we'll
I would
start with
like
Gino.
him to hit a shot outside of 12 feet. How big's the paint? Come on, dude. He's got to be better, but they know that. That's the thing. The league knows it by now. So the Nets know how to handle him. And I think that's the Bucks, we talked about, I texted you in the group chat yesterday. They went in a 2-3 zone against, and I saw this on Twitter. They went in a 2-3 zone against one of the best outside shooting teams in the league. They were out of answers yesterday. And you think we talk about Luka, right? And how good he's been and how he steps up. And granted, Luka hasn't won, right? Giannis has advanced to the next round. But he has a better team, and you would expect him to be putting in 30-point performances, or at least, facilitating in some sense. He can't be going out there and putting up 18-point performances and not being the leading scorer on the team as the two-time MVP or whatever he is, in my opinion. Because they're not going to win the series if they don't.
No, I completely agree. It just seems like the Bucks now ran into a good team, and it's, the same old story that Giannis is pretty easy to stop when the playoffs come and you're playing half-court offense. And, Drew Holiday still looked like the best player on the Bucks last night. And, they need more from Middleton too. And, one of the things, me and Mike even talked about this, I think on Saturday we were playing basketball, like put Brook Lopez in a high screen and roll, and he's completely ineffective. And they did that.
Yeah.
Like if you can't get over the screen, you're gonna have to go under it. And then Durant and Kyrie are just, you can't stop that. They're not missed. Those are layups for those guys.
Yeah.
I mean, and even Blake Griffin looked really good. Like,
I
this
know.
whole series, like he's dunking on people,
Diving on the floor.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, even the role player like Bruce Brown and Nicholas Claxton.
I mean,
like,
what did Blake have? A
around.
whole 7 last night? I mean, come on, let's not.
I
get
think he had
carried away.
18.
No, that was the game.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's 7 and 8.
Is more impressive than 18 for Giannis.
Now at this point, yeah.
At this point, like Giannis has got to like score. He's got to
Yeah.
play on 30,
Now,
35.
I mean, anything that you have to add here, Mike. I mean, I just
You know what I
just
want to
preaching
see?
to the choir, pretty much.
I'll tell you what I want. I'll tell you what I want to see from Giannis next game.
Okay.
A third quarter LeBron against Detroit where he scores 25 straight. If he could do that, if he could dominate a game like that. Well, LeBron didn't always have a jumper either. I mean, granted, it was way better than Giannis's. I'm not gonna lie, but
it wasn't good.
it wasn't good, and he didn't trust it. Remember, there was a time where he didn't trust his jump shot,
People
just like.
used to back off LeBron.
And what did he do? You're gonna back off. I'm gonna come in there and dunk on you. So I just want to see that, and I want to see him like Gino and Grosso were saying, facilitate more. Maybe if you're not going to score 35 plus, get 25 and 11 assists or something. You know what I mean? 8, 9, 10 rebounds.
And what I want to see from the Bucks is kind of what happened with the Lakers in the championship last year. They have this big team and they're winning that way. Then they go up against a small team and they have to adjust. They started playing Anthony Davis at the 5. LeBron was pretty much the 4. I mean, I know.
So you're saying move Giannis?
Move Giannis to the 5.
Yeah.
And play 4 spread out. Play Holiday, Forbes, Middleton,
Yeah.
Tucker, whoever.
Yeah.
Whoever you want to fill in those spots and play Giannis just in the paint.
Yeah.
Feed the ball to him down there. They're going to double and triple team him.
Yeah.
Or he is going to score 30.
And he'll be able to switch on those pick and rolls.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, and here's
actually, Durant.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you said it, Mike. You know, you think of LeBron and how he handled it. Like, if they're backing off of him and they're giving him, 3-4 feet, he's got enough time to steamroll right through there. And I think that could probably be his. He's bigger than LeBron. He's going to get fouled or he's going to get it in the hoop. So, and again, it's not like they don't have the 3-point shooters to compensate that, right? If he drives, they don't have anything, people are going to collapse on him. And then somebody's going to be open on the 3-point line. So,
What do you think, Barnes?
I think that the fans in Milwaukee are going to be fired up for Game 3 Thursday, 7:30 TNT, and I am personally guaranteeing a victory here. And the Bucks are going to be back in the series, and I'm going to be interested to see, what you guys have to say after that. So
I got one more thing on Giannis, though. I think he's scared to drive to the hoop because he doesn't want to get fouled because he can't make a free throw. Like that's in his head. Like he doesn't want to go to the free throw line with all the lights on him, and he's
but again,
doing Ben Simmons from the free throw.
Yeah, I mean, LeBron wasn't the best free throw shooter either, especially. So you got to do something, right? You can't just stand there and pass the ball away when you're the MVP of your team.
Yeah.
So
and I think it's a little bit comes on Budenholzer as the coach to
absolutely
scheme a little bit better.
Yeah.
We've seen Budenholzer. I mean, how many 60-win teams has he coached?
Oh my God.
But he has no playoff success.
None.
And it's you kind of like I love Mike Budenholzer as a coach. I think he's great, but you kind of start to question it at this point when you just can't win in the playoffs with good teams.
Yeah.
And neither did Frank Vogel, before last year, and look what happened.
All right.
Trends change all the time, and
LeBron James and Paul George are significantly different people. So
yeah, I mean, Giannis is better than Paul George and not as good as LeBron. Exactly. So Suns 122, Nuggets 105, and the Suns take a 1-0 lead here. And to my surprise,
New Orleans jersey. I love
Chris Paul. Had a great game, 21 points, 11 assists, 6 boards, and Booker, Ayton, and Bridges all had over 20 points, Ayton with the double-double, and they were 17 of 20 from the free throw line. That's 85%. And, they stood up to some adversity here after trailing by 10 early in the third quarter. So I think, all in all, very positive for the Suns here. And just it's funny how much it's changed since they were down 2-1 to the Lakers, backs against the wall. And now they're ahead in this series. So, I honestly thought, going into this, and my pick yesterday was the Nuggets. I thought, they would come out with a better effort here. But one thing I noticed, they didn't get to the free throw line. Only 6 attempts. I mean, is that like a record? I mean, that's got to be up there, right? I mean, for a full game.
That's pretty bad, especially in a playoff game where it's usually slower and more physical.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Nuggets think they got some work to do here. I'm curious what Gino's hyped to talk about this game.
And Gino,
so hyped. I was doing some
been impressed research here. Banged up that shoulder early, didn't look good, and then all of a sudden he's just like goes off.
We had 14 in the fourth, I think. I mean, he just looked so good. He looked healthy. And that's what we said. If he can do that, I was about to text if he can get 11, 9, and 6. That's all you need for the Suns. But he was so good down the stretch. Looked like himself. I mean, the Suns.
How old is CP3?
36.
36? Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, and he's going out there and he's dominating in some senses. So the Suns had 4 players over 20 points. So, it's hard to stop. They have so much talent on that team, and then when you get a wash with Ayton and Jokic, that's all you could ask for. And just on the free throws thing, there's actually a team who had 1 free throw. One free throw attempt in the game. It was the 2018 Hawks and the 2014 Grizzlies.
Okay. Interesting.
There you go. Zebo couldn't get to the line.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that team was rough.
Marcus Gasol?
Yeah.
Come on, he's banging down low.
They actually lost that game to the Hawks, 79 to 76.
Wow. Good thing I didn't watch that game.
And then one thing, that kind of stands out to me that I think, holds the Nuggets back in these big games, especially in the playoffs, is Michael Porter Jr., being their second option. He's still like kind of learning, growing, and I just feel like he disappears for stretches.
Yeah. I mean, and that's why we say like people don't win championships until they're like 26, 27.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
It's hard for young guys to be consistent. And that's why to switch over to the Suns, why I love them so much is Devin Booker's a rising superstar, but he's still young and inexperienced and all this. He's got Chris Paul to help him.
Calm him down. Yeah.
Like last night, the fourth quarter was all Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Right.
The Suns played a great game, but he took over when the game was on the line. He took over. So Booker, as a young superstar, has that veteran right next to him. And then this series, I think one of the most important things is DeAndre Ayton's huge.
Right.
And he can move great. So Jokic isn't going to get anything easy. I'm not saying Jokic isn't going to average 30 a game in this series because he probably will. He's that good. But Ayton's going to at least make it difficult on him. And he's going to make him play defense.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, too, having 4 starters score 20, when that happens, I think they're going to win every time.
Yeah.
And when Mikal Bridges is the leading scorer out of the other 4 with Paul, Booker, and Ayton, that's normally a good sign.
Yeah. So, the Suns are definitely looking good, and they'll resume this series Wednesday, 9:30 on TNT. So should be a good one. And then, we'll move on to tonight. First game on TNT, Hawks at the 76ers, and Hawks, coming off their surprising game 1 victory. And we didn't really get to talk about this with you, Grasso. What are your thoughts here?
To be honest, I'm really not that surprised because Philly has a history of struggling with these young guards who are quick. And Trae Young kind of tore him apart in that. But Embiid played great. Obviously, that was huge. It's nice to see. I was definitely nervous about that knee. I still am nervous, but
that was almost like Willis Reed type of performance.
Yeah.
39-9 on a tournament.
Yeah.
Geez.
It's like, dude, imagine if I didn't have this, I'd have 50 on you.
He's so scary.
Yeah.
But with Philly, it comes down to Ben Simmons. What was he 2 for 11 from the free throw line or something?
Mm-hmm.
I can shoot better than that.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
In an NBA playoff game, I could shoot better.
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
But are you concerned about like Trey taking over, the Wells Fargo Arena like it's MSG, or not? Like you pump the brakes just quite yet.
Tap on the brakes. I
A
mean,
tap, okay, a light
just
tap.
because
Yeah.
I think Trey's definitely capable of doing it. I mean, Ben Simmons has to guard Trey Young, and they need to double team him the second he crosses half court. You can't let him just dribble up there.
Right.
He's going to make something happen. And we've talked about it. The Hawks have really good role players. So they get open behind the 3-point line. They're making them. So the Sixers, they have a potentially great defense. They need to step up on the defensive side of the ball and stop Trey Young.
Yeah, exactly. Because they've been clicking, on offense, and just, the defense, struggled last game. What are you looking for here, Gino, tonight in game 2?
Yeah, just gotta stop Trey. That's huge. I mean, if Embiid can give you 39 again on that torn meniscus, that'll be impressive as well. But again, like Grasso said, it's comes down to players like Ben Simmons. I mean, they didn't lose this game by a lot. They were down 20, right, Grasso, at the half. In game 1, and they came back and only lost by 4. Like, this team is better than the Hawks. They just need to start better, and I think if they get a better start, then you'll probably see a 10.
Mike, what do you see in the Mystic 8 ball over there?
Yeah, Sixers in a blowout.
Really?
Yeah. No, yeah, it's over.
What do you got?
Yeah, there's just no question, Gino.
If 15 points is a blowout, I'm agreeing, because I think Philly's going to win this game pretty comfortably. I don't think Atlanta's winning 2 games.
Yeah, like I could see Toby
Philly
coming out hot.
Yeah, I think they're gonna play better tonight.
I was talking to Grasso earlier. Tell me what you guys think. If Ben Simmons is never going to shoot, why doesn't he just study Rondo's career and just be a big Rondo? If you're not going to shoot, if you're not going to learn, and you want to be a point guard, you might as well just be a big Rondo.
But isn't he just saving his 3-point shot, like, for, down the line?
For like his 15 years old. Jesus, dude.
Yeah, he'll break it out when he's 34.
That would make sense. And it's just funny because, like, before last season started, they were saying, he's been working on the 3-point.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're still in the same spot.
Still waiting
every single year.
Yeah.
And they always show clips.
Yes.
If he makes one in the game, it's breaking news on Sports Center.
Yeah. You get a notification.
Seriously,
it's crazy.
It's embarrassing that he's a professional basketball player and doesn't know how to shoot a ball.
Yeah,
start shooting with your right hand.
I guess he's stubborn. I mean, that's the only answer.
Must be.
I guess to this. But yeah, I mean, and I look at this game and I think the Hawks, I mean, they looked really good in game 1, and I think they're gonna be more of the same in game 2. And I don't know. I just have a feeling the way Embiid is and playing with the meniscus, I don't think he's going to finish this game. And I think the Hawks are going to win by 15, actually. So with Trey with 40.
Wow.
So should be interesting to see. Hawks are a great story. We mentioned the run they've been on since they made that coaching change. So looking forward to watching this one.
And one more thing. If Ben Simmons is just going to get fouled and miss free throws the entire fourth quarter, just put him on the bench.
Yeah.
Like,
you rather have Maxey out there?
I'd rather have George Hill out there.
Yeah. Or even Curry at the point.
Yeah, like, give me something.
I know. I'd like to see that.
Curry's been playing well. Did he have 20 last game?
He was their second leading scorer, I think.
Yeah. So
him and Tobias.
Is everybody okay over there?
Everyone is okay.
Yeah. I dropped the board.
But how about Daryl Morey trying to get Steph to Philly? And I guess you see that he got fined $75K for writing "come join him" or something.
Did he get fined $50K for trying to get Harden to? I don't care.
Chump change to him. Yeah, he doesn't care.
Hey, Morey, he did a great job this past offseason.
Yeah.
Come on, Steph.
Yeah.
You and Embiid?
I mean, it would never happen. It would never happen. But if it cost $275,000 to get Steph to come to your team, I'd do it in a heartbeat and wouldn't think twice.
I mean, what are they paying for players in college? $1 million? I mean,
yeah. Morey's got millions to blow.
Yeah.
He's not concerned.
So, hey.
Keep at it, Morey.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. And then the second game tonight, 10 o'clock TNT, game 1. Clippers at Jazz. And I think, this is going to be a great series. And I think the first thing that stands out to me is, are the Clippers going to get off to a better start this series, after getting in a 0-2 hole Last series at home of all places.
I think they know that they have to, because Utah's definitely. I think they're a better team. I mean, Luka's great, but I've been really high.
Better team. Yeah, they're a better team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are, but the Clippers, I mean, we needed a big game from Kawhi, a big game from Paul George right off the bat, and just come out and prove that, like, you two are still superstars. Well, Kawhi is at least. Paul George, star.
Yeah.
Like, you got prove that you're better than Donovan Mitchell still.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I need to see from Kawhi. And I don't know if I think the winner of this game probably could win the series. So I think game 1 is very important.
And do you think, like, if Mitchell drops 40, like on the post game, Shaq will say, you're still not elite?
Oh my God.
I think Shaq's just tight because people compare him to Dwayne Wade.
Yeah.
It's like a better version.
Yeah. Gino, what do you see here?
I mean, I think this is very similar in terms of maybe not styles of play or whatnot, but in terms of kind of the matchup to the Bucks Nets series, in the sense that the Jazz have a superstar, a guy like Donovan Mitchell, who's their guy, and then they have a team built around him, whereas the Clippers have 2 superstars, and then the role players are a little bit older, probably not contributing as much as you would as maybe some younger guys would. So this will be definitely an interesting series. Mitchell is going to be really important to this team. It's amazing, the Clippers, obviously Paul George and Kawhi, maybe not both superstars, but they're co-stars in a sense, because they both like to contribute to the team, as opposed to somebody in Dallas who doesn't like to do that but wants to be a co-star. But I think that the if the Clippers fall in an 0-2 hole, though, I don't think it's as bad as it was when they fell in an 0-2 hole to the Mavs, just because they're on the road. So again, it's similar to what we've been saying. The series doesn't start until the road team wins, but I like the Jazz in this one. I think the Jazz come out, but I think it's going to be close because I think the Clippers are rolling from the last few games in that series.
What do you see, Mike?
The circus continues with the Clippers and Clippers in 7. Got it.
But I mean, who's winning tonight?
I'm gonna go Kawhi. Jordan Pippin's winning tonight.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's right.
Who are you taking?
Let's just say if I was a betting man, I'd probably put my money on the Jazz.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna take the Clippers just because I picked them to win the championship at the beginning of the year. So I kind of got to stay with them, even though I jump off the bandwagon every time they lose. Jump back on it every time they win. So come on, Clippers, let's go.
So I'm going to say big team win here by the Jazz. Throttle them by 20. And they're gonna hit 27 3-pointers as a team.
Wow.
Would that be an NBA record?
I would think so. Right? I'd hope so.
Gino's like, hold on.
Yeah, we gotta find this out. I'm gonna say, I feel like a record's like 24, 25.
One of those Rockets teams might have hit 30.
Yeah. Well, I know they missed 30.
They missed 30.
They did. That's funny.
Hold on. StatMuse is being annoying. A playoff game. Here we go. The Cleveland Cavaliers have drained the most threes by a playoff team in a playoff game with 25 3-pointers in Game 2 of the Game 16 Eastern Conference semifinals against the Hawks.
Okay. All right. So that would be an NBA record. So interesting to see. And, I'm sure we'll get some great basketball tonight. And, switching gears here, we're going to take a quick break and get my guy Tony back on set for some MLB.
Is that what I said? Yeah. She got away. That's what I said. She can't choke. She don't know what to do.
gotta go, she's gotta go. Bye bye. I know that you love this flow. We just chillin', we just chillin', we just villains. We just chillin', we just chillin', we some villains.
I love it up, I love it up. Get the ammo and I stick it up. I grab shots on the top of shots. I bust the clip and I let it dip. I make it poop, make it explode. Touch your toes, hit your nose. Can you touch your toes? Simon telling you what to do. Follow my commando, hit in the bando, trap in the bando, not like a Rambo. Rocky, Sylvester, Solo. I'm telling you, I get this money even.
And welcome back, Tony, fresh from the Borgata. How we doing, bud?
Dude, tough outing for me in Atlantic City, but you know what, dude?
Did you at least throw a future on the Mets to win the World Series?
No, I really should have. Honestly,
I should have reminded you to do that.
Next time.
And I feel like I could have got pretty good odds with the Yankees, no?
You probably have phenomenal odds, dude.
No, they're still actually probably pretty up there.
Probably, but I mean,
Usually
what a
that's
good way
how
to
those
just throw away
things
money,
work.
though, right?
Yeah. So kind of an interesting Monday in the world of Major League Baseball.
Giving chase is Judge, and he dives into the stand.
Rob begins the season with an overpowering strikeout of Ronald Acuna.
The wall is gone! Three-run home run! What's going on here? I love it. He drives one to the moon. High, deep, and very gone.
So, I mentioned this yesterday. I mean, how much did Major League Baseball blow it yesterday? Three
games?
There's 30 teams.
I don't understand how that even happened. I don't get it.
It's just like
Who's making the schedule, dude?
The computer.
Oh, my
Who's
God.
the computer?
I mean,
Boone.
do you think literally though Manfred's the worst commissioner of Major League Baseball of all time?
I mean, I couldn't think of anyone who was worse. Yeah.
What about Bob Catillaff?
Who?
Bob Catillaff?
When's that?
He was the commissioner from what was it, 62 to 88? Pretty sure.
Where are you pulling that up, dude?
Yeah, right here.
Phil Seaborn was the commissioner of the NFL too.
You like that, Bob Catillaff?
But it's not
Italian
even
man.
it's not even us just giving him a hard time. Like you see it all over the place where they say he doesn't love the game. I've heard that from so many different sources. So I kind of am in agreement with that.
Dude, I mean, Barnes, let's get you in there, dude.
I think I could do a lot better job, but I think first I would like to start with running the Yankees.
Small, start small.
Yeah. And, we didn't have you on here yesterday. You just had a quick chat box from the Borgata.
Right.
So
I was busy.
I mean, in all seriousness, what the heck was that last weekend with the Red Sox series?
with the Red Sox, dude. That was the Yankees just falling apart, dude. I mean, granted, the Red Sox are way better, especially, for us. We kind of counted them out even before the season started. So, but the Red Sox are a great team, man. They have great hitting. With I think Velasquez, right, is their center fielder. Christian Velasquez is their catcher,
Christian
right?
Vasquez.
Whatever,
You're thinking of Vince Velasquez on the Phillies.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Some MLB expert. Jeez.
Hey, listen, man. Take it easy, bro. And their bullpen has showed up for the Red Sox, and of course, we talk about the Yankees, a team that is struggling to hit, not getting a lot of runs. But it's just at this point, dude, it's just. I'm sure I didn't hear your rant yesterday. I'm sorry I missed it, but it's just like embarrassing. It's a Yankee team that, up until spring training, there was so much hype coming up, and they're just not living up to it at all.
Yeah, my basis premise is just that, of course, like I always say.
Right.
Players play the game, but it's just I feel like it still starts at the top, and specifically with Boone. And I said yesterday, I think he's a complete joke, and he's the worst manager that they've ever had. What are your thoughts? Do you think it's an accountability problem? Starting at the top, that there's no fear with him, and you could go 0-for-5 with 5 strikeouts, not get a hit for 2 weeks, but you're going to be batting cleanup the next.
Especially when you think of the legends that have managed the Yankees, and you look at Aaron Boone, and you can talk about bad strike calls from umpires all day, but it's like it is a fundamental issue that the Yankees have, like you said, starting from the top. It is about holding players, and even at this point, Boone accountable for what he's doing. So it's not just Boone; it even starts higher up from there. And at this point, you just gotta rattle some cages, man. Like show the fans that you're not gonna just let this team a team like the Yankees that obviously has a tremendous fan base, is always a winning team, kind of just skate by another season and have no consequences for any players or management.
And it's funny, before we get into, the matchup tonight, I actually on Twitter reached out to Freddie Coleman, Freddie and Fitz show on ESPN. And he said, I said, give me like, some type of answer, solution to this problem. And he said to start playing like they care.
Wow.
I mean, I thought that was bold, and Freddie is a respected guy, and I wonder. I mean, do you think that is actually, or is it only possibly certain players on the team? Maybe.
I mean, I don't know. That's tough. I mean, I wouldn't say watching the Yankees, it seems like no one cares that they're losing.
I mean, you see a couple bat racks getting smashed.
Yeah. I mean, they seem frustrated with themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's a bold statement from Freddie, but obviously, he knows more than us.
Freddie's the GOAT.
Sure, dude. He's the best. So, but I mean, at that point, especially, you have to call people out. So,
right.
I would imagine someone like Freddie who's talking like that. I mean, if I was on the Yankees, I'd get pissed off at myself. Like Freddie Coleman thinks I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
And I just think, like I said about the accountability, I just think, you fire the manager, you fire the hitting coach. It's like kind of like a wake up call. Like, oh, I'm not going to be around here if I keep, doing these same things over and over. So that's what I'd like to see. But I guess, just for now, we'll have to focus on the games, coming up. They started 3-game set tonight in Minnesota. So it'll be 8-10 on yes. And obviously the whole key is here. I mean, you're playing a Minnesota Twins team that's 11 games under 500, struggled all season. The Yankees historically always play the Twins well. We mentioned the offense. I mean, they haven't scored double digits all season. They've only scored 8 runs twice. Wow. So obviously the main question here is this finally the series the Yankees bats get going?
I mean, it's tough, dude. I mean, you look at a series like this, I don't think so personally. I think it's going to be a low scoring series. Will they come out with some wins? I think they would. I mean, Michael Pineda he's struggled this season, and he's also coming off a forearm injury. He had some right forearm soreness his last outing. What?
Huh?
Come on, bro.
I'm curious what he has. What happened?
Did his hand get stuck to his forearm with all the sticky stuff he's got?
I think Mike was thinking of something else.
You're disgusting.
You brought it up, bro.
I was curious. I'm worried about his health.
Get your head out of the gutter, dude. Freddie Coleman's watching. So anyway, you would think that we'll kind of see how he comes out. But I mean, if he has a short outing, I mean, Minnesota doesn't really have a great bullpen, and to boot, I mean, they're struggling with injuries right now. It looks like, hold on, Mitch Garver's on the IL, Byron Buxton.
Buxton got to such a great start.
Great start. Max Kepler's on the IL. I believe even Nelson Cruz, who's leading their team in home runs and RBIs, he's day-to-day right now.
Yep.
So, I mean, you look at their lineup. I mean, I don't see why Monty couldn't have a good outing, but I think it's going to be a low-scoring series. I really don't see the Yankees turning it around too much with their bats at this point. But I mean, you never know. I mean, Barnes would be, they're due for some hits, but I'll believe it when I see it, dude.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to pose, the same question to you, Gino. Do you think we see some type of increase, maybe not, 20 runs in these 3 games, but you think we'll see some type of uptick?
Just before we get into that too, just going back to what we talked about before, Michael Kay was on air yesterday, Friday. He said that he is blaming Cashman and DJ LeMahieu for the problems, defending Boone, saying that the base running mistakes are his fault, but he shouldn't be fired because the hand he's been dealt. And in a sense, I kind of agree. Here's the thing, right? And we're talking about this with Tony knows him, Tom. He mentioned, the dead end balls, right? Brian Cashman built a team built to take advantage of the fact that the balls were juiced. And we always had these mistakes. These mistakes were always there, but they were masked by the fact that we were just hitting 250 homers in the season, so it didn't matter. And then the playoffs would come, and we couldn't hit in certain situations. and we would be like, "Oh, what's happening? Why can't we hit the ball?" I think this is certainly at least part of Brian Cashman's fault because this team is just very poorly constructed. To segue now into the Twin Series, it's hard to see it changing because of that. Because this team is built to hit home runs, and they're not hitting home runs.
But I mean,
they play bad defense. It's that.
Can you just stop talking for
I'm just gonna sit out over there, dude. I mean, yes, they're dealt a bad hand, and it does suck because obviously, like you were saying, they built a team to hit home runs, and now the MLB kind of turns around, and almost with not much notice, they changed the ball. So now the Yankees are kind of sitting with this team, but like it's okay, dude. Like that sucks, but then it's like move on,
No, yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
But
so they have to fix it.
Right. No, that's what I mean. But I mean, the MLB is not going to change the ball in the middle of the season right now.
No.
That's just the way it's gonna be. So it's like Boone has to start making some managerial decisions to kind of adjust to that change. But yeah, I mean, I totally agree where it's a tough position for Boone. And I would say it's more Cashman's fault for assembling that type of team, but it sucks either way, but it's like,
and Boone can't be out of the water just because this is a big picture thing. And it's since he took over, he hasn't done one thing. And I think that's the biggest problem.
But that's been masked by the fact that they were hitting all the home runs and stuff like that. So I think these were their problems.
But a dead ball has nothing to do with making contact, though. You know what I mean?
Yes, but think about this, though, right? They make contact. Or I should say, these guys are built to hit home runs or to strike out. But now they're making contact knocking out of the park because launch angle bullshit or whatever you want to call it and all that. And they're just flyouts. So they're not getting on base. Right. I mean, granted, of course, they're hitting into double plays too.
But why is Judge able to do it?
Because Judge is the only player on the team that's an all-around hitter. I mean, would you argue that any other than DJ LeMahieu?
And why is he not hitting? You know what I mean? So that's why it's like I know, but it's not one thing. I guess is
I know, but I think the dead end balls are playing into that.
Yeah, it doesn't help for sure. And I look at this and I honestly think it's like, okay, besides when they play the Orioles, it's kind of a now or never situation. Right. And I just know from watching every Yankee game for the past, 15, 20 years, watching Michael Pineda for a couple of years, there's just starts where he just doesn't have it. He throws them right down the middle and he gets lit up. So I don't know. I just have seen signs, like I mentioned yesterday, from Sanchez, from Torres. And I think, too, we've seen with Stanton, he's looked brutal, but just a flip of a switch and he gets it going. So I could see Pineda leaving, 93 middle in and him taking him deep, possibly even in the first inning. So I do think this is going to be the series, and it might not be all three games, but I think we will have a game here where we'll score 7 or 8. And it might be tonight. And you look at Jordan Montgomery. The Yankees have played well when he's on the mound. They're 8-3 in games started by Montgomery this year. And the Twins are 4-5 in games started by Pineda. But he's actually, believe it or not, only allowed more than 3 runs twice all season, one being last start. But I just think, like I said, just his inconsistencies just in general with location and just performance will have it one inning, not the other. I think this is going to bode well for them. So I think you got to look for Torres and Judge obviously to keep up their good hitting and maybe just maybe we could get LeMahieu going 194 his last 16 games. I mean, you have to think a hot streak is coming, and it's like he doesn't need to hit 360, but I would expect him by the end of the year to hit 285. And I don't think that's crazy.
That's not unreasonable, no. But when I was in Atlantic City, I thought a hot streak was coming.
Well, I think the odds of getting a hit are better than winning in blackjack, honestly.
I'd like to see some stats on that.
That's all the people coming off the mic check table. So, and then one other interesting rumor that's been kind of going around for a little bit here is about the Yankees potentially acquiring Marte from Arizona. And this is a guy who made the All-Star team in 2019 while hitting 32 home runs and batting .329. He's hitting .382 in 23 games this season, and he has versatility. He plays shortstop, second base, center field, only 27 years old, and he's signed through next season with team options for 23 and 24 at a somewhat, reasonable cost here. So all that stuff sounds very good. So being that it makes so much sense, does it mean that the Yankees aren't going to do it because they do things that don't make sense?
Oh, dude, I hope not. The past 2 years, whenever you've seen a Diamondbacks game, all you hear constantly is Ketel Marte.
Yeah.
The guy's a phenomenal player. He's a great base runner. He's got speed. He can hit the ball. So, you would hope that the Yankees jump on that. I don't see why they wouldn't.
Yeah.
Right. So, but I don't know. Like you said, you never know. It makes too much sense.
But honestly, are you leaning towards it not happening?
No.
Or you think
I'm going to lean towards it will happen.
Just because it's so pathetic, you got to do something.
You have to, dude.
Oh man, imagine him starting in center instead of Gardner.
Right?
It's just like night
it's a beautiful
and day.
World, dude.
And the fact that he can give guys a break at shortstop and second base, and he can just designate for assignment Rudy Odor.
That makes Barnes so happy.
It does. What are your thoughts about this, Gino?
It would be great. It would be great. It's the exact type of guy you need. We don't have speed. Can't hit for contact. Can't hit the ball, period. Can't field center field. It checks all the boxes. So it would be a perfect move. I would give up whatever you got to give up, but
whatever, huh?
Yeah, honestly, I would. If you're not going to play Florio, if you don't want to give Florio a chance, just get him off. What's the point of having him in the farm system if you're not going to bring him up?
Exactly.
So,
I kind of think. I kind of think I would honestly, I would give up Florio too, but just because Dominguez, is in the system and we just need help now, and clearly they just have something here, against him. So I would just do it. Honestly, there's just no reason to hold back. I almost would give up Florio and Debbie, honestly, just because it's like, let's just do something, and then maybe they can give us, I don't know.
I feel like
bullpen arm.
Diamondbacks are probably pretty desperate at this point,
right?
So they're going to obviously looking to get rid of him, and you never know. Maybe you can, pull one past him.
And looking at the salaries here, so it's 6.4 this year, 8.4 next year, and then team options for $8 million and $10 million going into being his 30-year-old season. So I think this is the perfect time to get him, because this is when players, come into their own. And then, by the time his contract expires, Dominguez is going to be your starting center fielder.
Right.
So I think it just checks all the boxes. So, just give me something here. Give me something. This could be the worst sports run I've ever had personally in my entire life. I'm not even kidding, but there was one positive note yesterday on the golf course, season low round 93. So was happy about that.
Wow.
Was happy about that.
You gotta give it up for Barnes on that one.
at least there's something to work with.
Silver lining,
and just please give me a Yankee win tonight. That's all that I ask for. So coming off that, Tony, would you have anything left to give as far as Mets Orioles 7-10 SNY Peterson Zimmerman?
Dude, okay. The Mets should take this easily, dude. I know the Orioles come off a big win against the Indians. I think they had they scored 18 or something. What, Mike? What?
Oh, sorry. I fell asleep for a second. Dude? My bad. I fell asleep talking Mets. My bad.
Who even are you, dude?
Go ahead. No. Finish it up, bro. We already talked about this yesterday. That's why I feel like I've heard it before.
Talked about it yesterday?
We talked about all this stuff. All Mets for the week.
Whatever, dude. Okay. Anyway, dude, the Orioles.
You're good, right?
Oh, yeah. Let's just wrap it up, guys. You guys have anything closing remarks to say? Because I'm fucking done with this shit.
Nah, go ahead.
Well, I won't Padres and Mets too much, but oh my God, bro, I was so stoked that we split. Honestly, it was tough because the first two games could have went either way, really.
Right.
But to hold the Padres to the amount of runs that we did, especially, like Tatis. I mean, our pitching was just phenomenal. You saw DeGrom on the mound on Sunday. It was unbelievable, or Saturday, whatever day it was. He's on fire, and to boot, I mean, just the bats are getting all around consistent for the team, and you just love to see it, and you hope they can bring that momentum into this series against the Orioles. I mean, the Orioles we've seen what they can do when they're all hitting. I mean, they're 21-38, which I guess isn't horrible, but I mean, it's pretty horrible.
I mean, what are we, New York Giants
for the
fans?
Orioles?
I mean, come on, you can't say that.
Anyway, dude, but I mean, we've seen what they can do when the team is on. But I mean, I think they've won 4 of their last 5 or something like that. They're on a pretty good home stint right now. They do well at home, and I gotta say, over the weekend they beat Cleveland 18-5, and that was with their whole team hitting. I mean, they do have some hitters. Mancini's been pretty good, consistently okay all season. Mullins, their center fielder, is good. I like Mullins a lot. Yeah. Even Anthony Santander is a great DH. He makes great contact with the ball. Franco's been a little bit subpar, but you never know. He can always go off. Urias, their second base shortstop, rather. He's been really good too. He's batting, I think, like 250 right now, which is, it's good for an Oriole. But I mean, dude, like the Mets at this point, I mean, I know Peterson has been shitting the bed his last 5 starts. I think he let like 16 runs in 20 innings in his last 5 starts. Ideally, what I would like to see Peterson, let's go 5 innings, get the bullpen in there.
I mean, you can't give a 6 against the Orioles?
No, he's not going to do that. I don't think he's giving a 6.
Okay.
I don't even know what his season high pitch is thrown. I don't even think it's not even. It can't be past 80.
Any
honestly.
chance? I mean, I know we've seen it more recently, but not so much in the power department. You think this could be Lindor's coming out party?
I mean, I don't know.
Zimmerman. I mean, even the Yankees lit him up earlier in the season.
I know, very true. But I mean, he's been kind of up and down too. I feel like. I don't know. Lindor, though, I don't know. I think he's just kind of keep.
You're tight. You're pretty tight.
Yeah, I am pretty tight, dude. I think he's just going to kind of keep consistently, slowly, get it up there. But I don't see a breakout game tonight from him. I just think it's, just stick to the game plan now. Just get hits from the whole lineup, and hopefully Peterson has a relatively good outing. Bullpen comes in. Lugo has been fucking throwing gas, dude. He has that phenomenal 12-6 curveball, and then when he wants, he has like a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, 4-seamer. It's really impressive how Lugo kind of came out of injury, and he's been doing really well for us. And I think the Mets are gonna have to rely on some defense too behind Peterson. I think he's gonna give up a few hits, but their defense has been really good. And I was actually doing some research on the Mets are really buying into the whole analytics thing with Cohen coming in and Zach Scott. The GM who came from Boston, their defense shifts 57% of the time.
Okay,
which is second to the Dodgers in the league right now. And in the past 3 years, they only shifted 23% of the time. And because of that, they have 35 saved runs, which is the second most in the MLB to the Tampa Bay Rays. So I mean, the defense has been really good. I would definitely rely on that, and I don't see why against the Orioles they could kind of pick up a little sweep here. 2 games.
Yeah, no, you'd like to see it, and we will get into it tomorrow. But Harvey gets his chance for revenge again.
Oh, please, dude.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that tomorrow.
Yeah, we talked about this a month ago, 2 months ago, however long ago it was. Doesn't even matter. Dude.
And Gino, I mean, any thoughts here? Kind of just echoing Tony's sentiments here.
Yeah, I mean, must be fun to watch a team who's banged up a little bit and still hits the ball and. They're going to get I think they get the win tonight.
Too, on top of it with McKinney.
Yeah, McKinney. Williams. Oh, dude, you love to see that.
Betances should be back sooner.
This is not going anywhere. Were you out of your mind?
No, but why would you just trade him for cash? Why not?
Oh, my God.
I mean, I know, Gino, you come
so
on,
trash,
right? Betances for nothing. Like, you wouldn't want to just give it a shot? Like, if he's healthy?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, yeah, probably not. But I don't think. We'd rather trade for a bat. So
I just feel like I don't know. I still think he could be great.
Barnes, you kidding me? Cashman loves his international money. He loves the international cash. He's not going to give that up. He'll probably trade Florio for international cash.
All right, well, maybe we'll trade him Gardner for him. I mean, you
Gardner,
like Yankees.
straight up.
You like Yankees.
Sure, dude. I'll take Gardner.
Would you really?
He's got a lot of heart, dude.
Really?
Got a lot of heart.
Would you rather have him than Mason Williams? Probably not.
No. Why would I want that? No.
He could be like Curtis Granderson, however many years ago.
Yeah, no, have him be the bench coach. Honestly.
Yeah, dude, it's probably hilarious in the dugout.
Yeah. He'll just start smashing stuff.
Fucking neck veins and shit.
Oh my god. So, that's what we got for baseball. So nice to get the teams back out in the diamond tonight, and hopefully, we won't have any weather issues. I haven't checked the local forecasts.
I think it's supposed to be sunny today. Oh yeah, it's not good.
Where?
Well, here it's not good, but we're playing in Minnesota, right?
Yeah. So hopefully,
hopefully.
And mini, and Baltimore. We see thunderstorms, but hey, even if there's a little delay, you'll be all right.
Hopefully, there's no postponement, dude. Can't have that.
No, the Mets haven't had that many games canceled this year.
Oh no, not like 8, 9 of them. Whatever, dude.
But hey, so that of course is our Emmy award-winning baseball segment,
Love to see it,
just
dude.
some quick NFL headlines here. Before we wrap up, and we didn't get to cover this yesterday, happened over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Julio Jones, Falcons to the Titans for a 2nd and 4th round pick. Falcons also get the Titans also get a 6th rounder back in this deal. Julio, of course, a heralded career, 12,896 career receiving yards, 60 touchdowns, but he is 32 years old, missing 7 games last season. We'll start with you, Gino. Is this a good move for the Titans?
Oh, yeah. Come on. It's 2nd and a 4th? Absolutely. Absolutely. This team is going to be unbelievable. It gives another option. You let go. The Titans had 2,000-yard receivers last year in Corey Davis and A.J. Brown. Corey Davis had 982. He didn't reach 1,000, but it was close. Let go Corey Davis. Yeah. You let go Corey Davis and brings in a top 5 wide receiver in his place. So, it's going to open up the box for Derrick Henry. If it doesn't open up the box for Derrick Henry, Julio Jones or A.J. Brown are going to get a lot of one-on-ones. The offense should be great. It's going to be the defense again. So this is a great trade.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. And I think it's one of those things, we don't even need to see 1,400-yard, 10-touchdown season from Julio. Just the fact that he takes the attention away from A.J. Brown, freeing him up downfield. And hey, before Tannehill went to the Titans, I thought he was absolutely trash. And it's just amazing what he's done the last couple seasons, and this could be a special year for the Titans. And I think this also helps not having to lean so much on Derrick Henry, because we've seen statistically 2,000-yard rushers, basically fall off a cliff after their season. So I think this is a great home run move for the Titans.
It's not a bad move. How could you even think it is? Why would you think that, Mike? Why would you think it's a bad move?
Don't.
No, you told me earlier before the show that you don't like Jones at all. You think he's going to be trash. It's a terrible move by the Titans.
Mike, can you confirm or deny?
What do you think? Tony's the biggest fibber.
Don't even, dude. I am. My nickname in high school was Honest Abe. Okay.
Okay. Or Fibbing Fairy.
We do have mini camp starting up around the league, and they're saying Aaron Rodgers not expected at mini camp. I guess they could find him every day, but they're going to use some loophole to just say it's an excused absence.
I think it's confirmed that he didn't show up as well.
Yes.
Yeah. It's confirmed.
Now, how do you see this whole thing playing out with Rodgers?
I really don't think he wants to go back to the Packers, so I could see him retiring.
But the thing that's funny is I think the best move for the Packers is sticking your chest out, because Aaron Rodgers, we know the type of personality he is. He retires. He's not giving back $23 million. I just don't see it happening. I know he doesn't like the GM, but I think they can win this match. I really do.
They're already doing the lip service with Jordan Love, and Jordan Love. He looks great in offense in OTAs. So I don't see them. Really, I don't see either side budging. And I really think that Rodgers will leave. I don't think he'll pay the 23. He didn't get the $23 million, did he? He just wouldn't get his.
No. He has to pay it back because you retire before a contract ends, you owe the signing bonus. Part of the signing bonus.
I did not know that. I honestly, I really think he's going to not come back. I really don't think he comes back. He looks very comfortable being a Jeopardy host and just relaxing for the rest of his life.
Yeah, and I guess the thing is, I just the arrogancy with him. I don't know,
dude. Why don't they find him?
No, they can, but I guess
why
not,
don't they?
Because there's still this hope that they can just rectify the situation.
Do the Packers think that he's gonna turn around and be like, oh, you know what? It's cool. I'll play.
But my whole thing is
at this point, no way.
Just fire the GM. Like what Brian Gutekunst, they can't win Super Bowl without him. Get out of town. I mean, it's just like it's such an easy thing. Rodgers is still in his prime. You're gonna have Jordan Love start. I mean, the Packers are gonna go 4-12. Adams is gonna leave town after the season. I mean, I don't know. You know, is the sky blue? Anything, guys? Anything?
It's a little orange.
I don't know.
It is. Yeah. So that's an interesting storyline to watch. And of course, as we get closer to the season, we'll talk more NFL. And I'm pumped for the Jets season. I just think I'm due for something. Give me something. Give me a Zach Wilson Pro Bowl season. Give me a couple upset victories over the Patriots potentially. But we got time for that. We'll see how it plays out. And then just one other note before we close out, a little sad news. RIP Jim Fossil, the former Giants coach, passes away at 71 years old. And he, of course, was the coach of the Giants when they went to the 2000 Super Bowl. So sad to see that. So prayers, of course, to his family. And then other than that, Gino, you had some soccer news?
No, we're gonna say that for Thursday. I would just like to point out the Rangers are sitting at home and the Canadians are going to the semifinals. So that's
interesting. They gave hockey players a pass on traveling between Canada and the US.
Yes. Yeah.
Because originally it's like not allowed, right? But they're gonna let them.
And I'm just gonna throw this out here. I mean, we got a while. We're still dealing with this year's season, but next season, the Seattle Kraken are going to replicate what the Golden Knights did.
I don't know, man.
I'm saying it right here.
Seattle Kraken?
Now. ABC is going to have a Stanley Cup Finals game, and the Seattle Kraken are going to be hosting it. So just keep that in mind.
There you go. Have it. There you go.
And I mean, other than that, honestly, can we get a Mets win, Yankee win for once?
Yeah, for once, dude. I mean, I'm confident in the Mets tonight, dude.
No, but I thought you said the Yankees, huh? You honestly would pick the Twins.
No. I think they can both get wins for sure. I mean, dude, bottom of the barrel teams here, bro. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
what kind of state are we? We don't come with 2 wins.
Yeah, and I just think there just comes a boiling point where it's just like, I mean, you just can't keep getting slapped in the face like this.
If the Yankees don't win tonight, do me a favor and go move to New Jersey, bro. Okay? How about that?
Well, they would better than Staten Island. So
you ever hear of the Staten Island Yankees, dude? Best minor league team ever.
Oh wait, they took them away.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
What?
Yeah, they did.
They really did.
That's funny.
But
trash that.
On that note, that's going to do it for today. Of course, would like to thank everyone for joining us. Keep commenting, liking, subscribing. We'll see you tomorrow.
Peace.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.